Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Do not give up. Do not feel like you're tired. When you tired, think of last year and think of that fucking record. Every time I get tired or I think I can't go no more, I think of that fucking record. That ain't us. We can make it. We gotta believe. We gotta be mentally strong. When we tired, that's when we gotta put our fundamentals together. That's when we gotta be more focused. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Let them on the fucking field. Have some heart. I get emotional about this. I'm about to cry because I care about y'all. Last year wasn't it.
This is Past the Rock.
Tried to pump y'all up there with a little Jamal Williams.
When was that?
That should have been last year, right?
No, not last year. It would have been the year before that because Jamal Williams was a Saint last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that would have been like that training camp. Where I'm assuming that's where it's from.
Mm-hmm.
Was the one where they finally broke into the playoffs and he had a hell of a season that year as a goal line back. But yeah, I guess we're gonna start things off with some of the biggest news in all of football. It's roster cut days news, gentlemen. Let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings roster cuts here.
Yeah, we're down to 52, so.
And you're down to 52 players now. Or, we could start with the Dallas Cowboys roster cuts. I'm sure that's pretty interesting.
I don't know I don't know, but I can look at it. I've been watching the games to some extent.
Sure. Listen, I don't think there's anything bigger.
Huh?
I don't think he knows what's happening.
What's happening?
What, the roster?
Yeah, man. Like
the final cuts? I don't know who
they
cut.
Are we talking about this close to the start of the season?
They cut the little guy. Thank God.
No. Cut the little guy, the Nepo baby?
They cut him, didn't they? I think they cut him. I don't know.
Well, that's not really big news because he's a small guy,
Cowboys cuts. Will Greer made the roster. That's tough.
Super Bowl winning quarterback, Will Greer. Yes, Patrick.
The Oregon receiver made it.
I guess this is what we're doing here. So,
I mean, what else could we possibly be doing? I feel like I don't know what we're. Am I missing something? Did I not have something down on the rundown? It says biggest news. If you look at the Google Doc here, it says biggest NFL news of all time, which I feel like that's real hyperbole for roster cuts. And Spencer Rattler being the starting quarterback of the Saints.
Yeah. And nothing like a couple of interesting people being talked about into the public sphere.
My man just might become like the richest person to ever have to sign that kind of a prenup.
Oh, someone signing a prenup? But please do tell.
You don't think?
I feel like that's the industry. You're probably having to really set some records in that world.
All right.
Well, I just don't think anyone else has as much money as she does.
But does he have that much himself?
I don't even know that it matters.
Who's getting married?
It matters how much money he has.
We're dancing in circles here. There's no names being said. I'm not.
It's a guy who may have gotten engaged had your hat read something else instead of what it reads currently, right? Is it possible?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, so
yeah, you're gonna have to lead the segment on this one.
Taylor Swift. No.
What? Taylor Swift's engaged? To who?
So from the way I heard it, my English teacher and my gym teacher are now married, and I didn't.
Okay, but what does that have to do with Taylor Swift getting married?
Southern Texas, so that seems something like a lot of people would not have enjoyed. I don't think that they would have had good on them. I'm supporting their union, but I don't know if that would have been a thing.
I actually do 100% genuinely think that was a great analogy to use there for their ages.
I saw someone post that, but with Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, and that one killed me. No, I don't know, man. I think the funniest part was that they tagged it on Instagram, but his name is Killa Trav.
Oh, that's funny.
So that's pretty funny to like announce your engagement, but your tag is still Killa Trav.
In the prenup negotiations, they're like, you got to change Killa Trav. It's like the one thing I will not do.
Jesus Christ! All right, so her net worth is $850 million.
That's it. I would have thought well over $1 billion at this point.
She's probably like made that much with her tours, but like
now that she owns all the music herself, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she owns the remastered versions and not the original. Still,
yeah, and the people who are listening to her all day every day, they're going for those remasters. They love her.
I guess. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I guess Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged now. I was about to say Travis Scott.
Now that would have been the biggest breaking news of all time. Outside of like
that would have
World
been so
War.
funny. Yeah. Yeah, listen, we can talk about wedding venues that they'll be at. Taylor Swift.
I heard Trump say that she's a very nice girl, which I don't know if he knew who he was talking about when he said that, but
I thought he didn't like her because she supported Kamala.
I know he gave an answer you would give if it's someone you thought you were supposed to like.
He probably already forgot.
Just doesn't know.
Probably.
Just didn't know who he's talking about. Just kept saying the sentence.
He loves show tunes. It's not really her thing. Or does she do show tunes? Maybe her new album.
She did.
She's just a big guy.
Listen, I think she did the movie Cats, which musical.
Oh, it's true. You probably saw that.
Do the movie Cats?
Yeah, Cats star Taylor Swift and Happy
James
Gilmore
Corden.
2 star Travis Kelce are engaged. Everybody, and listen, I've seen a lot of talk where like, damn, he probably planned to propose at the Super Bowl. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think he would have.
No, because
that would take away from his teammates, and he's like for all the things you can say about him, he's a big team guy. So I don't know.
And I don't think she wants that either.
Yeah,
her entire life is that. I'm sure there's something nice about it not being that.
Yeah, not in front of like the biggest audience you're gonna get annually, which is the Super Bowl.
Especially then, like, because if something happens, you get divorced, and everyone's like, "Remember when they got engaged?" In the videos, just
imagine if they don't even make it to the wedding. Even worse. But it is funny. Some of the jokes that I have seen in regards to him, the idea of him, what he was going to propose, and then they got their ass kicked. Those have gotten a slight chuckle out of me. But yeah, it's so funny to see this just be like the headline thing on ESPN. Oh, how the mighty have fallen! How the mighty have fallen.
There were a lot of jokes on Reddit about guys being like, "I found out before my Swiftie girlfriend because of Adam Schefter."
Could you imagine if Adam Schefter was the first person to break the story?
He was early.
I mean, I'm sure
he was within an hour.
But it became pretty big. Yeah, I mean, as soon as something like that happens, I basically took that as cool. I don't have to be on Twitter for a few hours.
But I just think
I pretty much know what's going to happen here.
The idea of like places like People Magazine, Rolling Stone, TMZ. Imagine they all have to quote Adam Schefter of all people to break the story of the wedding, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like one of the biggest pop stars in the world. And so obviously they're going to be on a separate side of the news spectrum. And then here comes this sports journalist reporter guy. And it's like, yeah, so she's actually going to get married to Travis Kelce, one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
It could be worse, right? It could be like Darren Rovell. There's some funny guys out there that could have broke the story.
Who's the guy that Jay Glazer? If it was Jay Glazer, that would have been so good. I would have laughed my ass off.
If they went on Rogan and did it, that'd be insufferable. Just trying to think of other.
Fuck, yeah.
I mean,
we're doing a 6-hour podcast to announce our engagement.
No, they wait.
They did do it.
They wait till hour 4.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean,
leaving like cryptic Easter eggs.
But you know what?
If asked about ayahuasca for the 5th time, that's when you do it.
Yeah.
You know, they
no more than 5.
She should have just been like, that has a nice ring to it.
Oh my god. I'm surprised they didn't do it on New Heights, even though she was on the episode. Apparently,
that's to promote her music. That was smart.
Yeah, they're helping each other with the brand.
I was gonna say, we don't think this is the most perfectly crafted, even if it's all genuine. Still, what we hear is very well crafted for us.
I mean, they're both very public people, so it's not like they can really put the genie back in the bottle. So, like, I guess you just kind of have to do with what you do.
Now, with that said, guys, I've gone ahead and made a speculation of who the groomsman would be for this one, based on his teammates.
So Jason.
Oh, Jason.
Well, yeah, of course. He's going to be the best man.
Shoehorned in his best man.
That's the easy one. That one doesn't count. That's like the free bingo space. All right.
Jackson Mahomes.
Yeah, he goes straight to Jackson.
that would just forget Pat. Listen, Pat is the other obvious one. So now it's
Andy Reid's son.
Like, do you think Pat?
Of course, those two are best friends. You can kind of tell.
I mean, they're going to the Hall of Fame together in like a way that few athletes ever do. You know,
that's fair. That's probably fair. Yeah.
So I have.
I don't know how much they're hanging out in the off season.
True, but again,
they make it sound like they hang out quite a bit.
Like, okay, Mike, Troy, and Emmett. I don't know how much those guys.
Well, I can tell you, Mike and Troy weren't hanging out a whole bunch.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, but there's obviously a relationship that's always going to be there. You know, like
So this is a name that I feel like
there are people I work very well with, but I would never think.
Yeah, I
mean,
my
best man.
This is just.
I just assume he's got a bunch of like dude perfect bro friends.
Maybe, but there's going to be some teammates that are going to be involved, and that's what I want to get to. The bottom of this. And I think the one name that absolutely would just really, really make me laugh really hard, and just making Swifties find out about this guy and his views is Harrison Butker. If he gets named as one of the groomsmen, that would be so.
Is this just because it's funny, or is it because he's a long-term chief?
No, funny because it's funny.
Remember his bit?
Something about women need to be.
No, I remember him being a grifter. I just didn't. I didn't remember how like far it went.
Just
I remember how long him and I just don't know if there's any actual like because you have to remember Travis Kelce like came onto the scene in a Chet Holmgren type of way. If you catch my drift.
Well, let's see. They've been teammates for the last 9 seasons.
He was talking about eating oxtail and collard greens at his Thanksgiving type lies when we first met this young man.
Chet.
You know?
Yeah.
No, well, Chet, yes, is who, but I'm talking about Travis before Chet.
Oh, right. Well, I would say, listen, based on the amount of time they've been on the team, it absolutely tracks it. He could be like, hey, man, I've been around you for 9 years. You're one of my closest teammates. And listen, just don't share any of your political views with Swift for me, please. So that's a funny person that you could put on there. The other one that I think would also be very funny. I don't know why it would be funny. It's just funny to me personally. If he was a groomsman, it would be Big Red himself, Andy Reid.
Honestly, that's a solid one. That's a solid one, though.
It's a solid one, but like think about the optics. Everybody's going to be in their mid to late 30s, and then you have him.
What if he invites Micah Parsons as like a recruitment
tampering? That would be crazy. That would be the craziest tampering of all time.
He's like, I don't know. Jerry tells you he can get you connected. I can get you 5 feet away from Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any other best men that I think would be appropriate. They've had some funny ones come through there, though.
Tyreek Hill would be a funny one.
Kareem Hunt.
Ooh, Rashee Rice would just be cool because I could say a guy from my high school was the groomsman at Taylor Swift's wedding.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Tom Brady for the lulz. Yeah, I don't know. Adam Sandler randomly. Yeah, that's.
I don't know enough about Travis Kelce other than he.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real question that people will actually spend a lot of time on is the other way around, but that's probably for a different podcast where women who understand every lyric to every Taylor Swift song probably also know her friends and cohorts and whatnot.
It's actually
all right, no, you know what? I really want to know is if Brittany Mahomes will be one just for the laughs.
She is a guest, and unfortunately, and she's thankful to be that because of default. The real question is I was making the joke, but like Jackson Mahomes is a funny one. Like, do they extend the whole in Dad Mahomes? Is he?
I think unfortunately this might be one of the things where for Taylor Swift has a team that's going to vet all these people, and some aren't going to be allowed.
Not everybody gets to go.
I mean, they might be able to go, but they're not going to be up on the deity with the.
I do think it is interesting because, like, obviously you have like very high profile celebrity weddings that'll be like probably just the whole like goal of the
Bezos
wedding.
One.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, can I get the dumbest? And Bezos was even more ridiculous. I was even thinking just like Kim and Kanye, where it was just like the most superficial group of humans ever assembled in one place.
And then that was definitely the Bezos one because I'm like, y'all don't even know the guy. Probably
Bezos was impressive because Bezos was hordes of people. Like he actually moved entire hordes of people, stupid people, his way. I didn't see that coming. A bunch of social elites getting together for a wedding in France, it's completely believable. That happens all the time, right? It's still funny to laugh at. What he did is just diabolical.
Oh, for sure.
To be studied in history books in a later date.
If they allow history books in later dates.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be history books. It's just what's in them is.
You mean history scans? History AI summaries?
Oh my God.
And PragerU videos. Those are your history books.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, but anyway.
I can't make any jokes about that without making
we've spent like 13, 14 minutes on Travis Scott, Taylor Swift.
Travis Scott and Taylor Swift. You heard
not
it
enough,
first.
and frankly, not enough talking about how the Dallas Cowboys stole a player from the Minnesota Vikings.
We can get to that actually. Because
I went on a little bit of a rabbit hole and found out that I found two guys on the roster that I was like, who in the fuck? Like, I've watched all three preseason games. Who the fuck are these guys? And apparently they just picked up two corners off waivers, one from the Chargers, one from the Vikings. They're on the roster, but they've never played. Yeah, so that doesn't seem like a great sign.
You need bodies because Diggs is out?
Well, no, the active had him on.
Oh, I couldn't remember if he was
him and Bland had him on. But none of the Cowboys have played. That's why the NFL preseason is so stupid. Like, I forgot that fucking Kenneth Murray was on this team, bro. Like, just none of these dudes have played football for this. Solomon Thomas, none of these dudes played for 3 days, and they haven't played before. So it's not like Dak, where it's like, oh, yeah, Dak and CD dicking around on the sideline. So.
Holy shit. Sorry, I just saw the Rangers have scored 20 runs so far tonight.
Oh, no way.
Dude. Come on, guys. Y'all cannot be serious. Please do not get this.
Unfortunately, the problem is Kansas City's scored like 12 in their game, so they're also going to win. We're not going to pick up a game on them.
Good. Honestly,
sorry to interrupt on that.
No, that's good.
We was not expecting to see that number.
I hope guys have some fun with it. I'm excited for all the people who are going to text me and be like, Rangers got a chance, and having no fucking clue about Nate and Marcus. Well, this is nice, though. I do want some of these guys to not be useless players.
It's got to feel good.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? That's a great transition. Let's move on to useless players, shall we?
Oh, Joe Milton looked decent. That was cool. The one time.
Wait, who did?
Joe Milton.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was solid. Falcons might also suck.
Well, we'll find out sooner or later. But anyway, let's get ready.
Threes were in a real challenge for him.
Oh, Jaden Blue looked good. That was cool. Jaden Blue is a Cowboy looked cool. That was fun. 34, weird though. Maybe he changes it now that the final cuts have happened. I don't know if I like 34.
34 should be reserved for like big running backs.
Yeah, I feel like I stereotyped that one too, but I don't know. Now everybody can do whatever they want, so
Oh, sure, but it's still a part of
Getting
the
all liberal with these jersey numbers. Back in my day, receiver had 80, or he had 81, or he had 82. So I continue.
Anyway, yeah. Let's move on to some preseason wrap up news, shall we, gentlemen? Now that we're done talking about celebrity weddings and whatnot, Spencer Rattler, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be the new starting quarterback in New Orleans. He beat out Tyler Shuck.
That's good.
Shucks.
For now, I wonder.
Listen, that's going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL based on their quarterbacks.
They're tanking for Nussmeier, Arch, Lenoris. They see a lot of quarterbacks, and they see the bottom of the charts.
Exactly. You know what? Nothing says I'm ready to throw in the towel like playing Spencer Rattler. That man is going to throw into so many tight windows where the ball's going to get intercepted more likely than not.
Who's he been backing up?
Who did he back up last year? Carr?
Yeah, remember Derek Carr beat the Cowboys, beat the shit out of the Cowboys, and then died.
And then died. Yeah.
It's true.
And
actually, this is kind of what happened. Football died,
Yeah, that was a sign of things to come for both, for one franchise and not the other. Because everybody's like, "Oh my God, the Saints!" And then as the weeks progress, you're like, "Oh my God, the Saints!"
They just didn't realize how much of a shit show the other team was in that situation.
Exactly. Now, speaking of a shit show, the Rashee Rice saga has finally come to some sort of a definitive end. He will be receiving a 6-game suspension for the start of the year. And so he'll be eligible to return in week 7 against the Las Vegas Raiders, which, you know what? This feels like it's appropriate that they did this before the start of the season because it looked like they were going to drag their feet into the season, considering the ramifications of the accident, right? And the optics of the whole thing. So, you know what? It's good on whoever for making this decision now and not later. I don't know if you guys
pointing out it's tough with NFL suspensions because there's only each game is such a high percent of the season.
Yeah,
so it's really hard to delineate really extreme punishments versus middle punishments versus small punishments.
Yeah, and
although if they did it college style and they were like you're out for the first half, I'd be okay with some of that too. That'd be funny.
I mean, that would be funny for like some small incidents. This was clearly not.
No, yeah, I just mean
probably all contractual that they have to do a full game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Probably in the collective bargaining agreement or some shit. I'm not sure. More preseason news, gentlemen. Your favorite Italian quarterback is a New England Patriot. Ooh, Tommy DeVito got cut from the New York Giants for I believe the 7th time in his career he's been cut, and he joins the New England Patriots.
Keeps getting signed back up.
Yes, he does. This guy just knows people in the mob who can get him a roster spot. Not going to get him a starting spot anytime soon. But hey, you know what? Being a backup quarterback is one of the most profitable things you can do in this world. All right? You just sit there, warm the bench, hold the clipboard, and pray to God you don't have to play. Unless you really want to play, then, whatever. But yeah, the man will now be joining the New England Patriots QB room. I don't really know nor care to see what that room looks like, but I imagine it's not inspiring outside of Drake May. Oh, it's Joshua Dobbs. Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, okay. He's good to have on the sidelines.
Absolutely. He's good for 1 game a year as a backup.
Okay, he's actually a future Hall of Famer because he has a engineering degree.
Remember? Yes.
I could see him being a Hall of Fame coach someday.
He's a rocket science. He literally has a degree in rocket science.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was a rocket scientist.
There you go.
It was a good fit for a week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Astronaut.
The pastor. That was such a good one. Okay, so next thing that I have on the list, gentlemen, it's finally another saga is over. Finally, Trey Hendrickson has ended his hold-in and is reporting back to the Bengals on a 1-year extension worth $14 million more than what he's making last year. So he'll be making a total of $30 million this season. Not the long-term contract that he wanted. I don't think he was ever going to get that from the Bengals, but this was his compromise. And listen, he's probably not going to get that long-term deal next offseason just due to his age. He'll be 31 entering next season. You're on the wrong side of 30 as a defensive lineman. But hey, if he has another big season, maybe, just maybe, somebody who's desperate will throw him a 2-year deal and a whole ton of guarantees. So yeah, the Bengals finally locked down both defensive ends that they've been trying to get to play. Honestly, kind of disappointed it ended in him re-signing, but whatever.
They don't have a lot of leverage.
No, but at the same time, it's like, all right, I won't play, and you guys will have the worst defense ever again.
That might
maybe, just
way.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
tough.
amount of guys it would take to pass on the money is tough.
Yeah, it is, especially when they throw like, hey, how's $30 million in 1 year sound? And he's like, fine.
Right, especially when you don't have a union that's going to fight for you very hard.
Not at all, because that union's fighting with each other, trying to figure out who's going to lead the thing. Well, yeah, there is that. Next up on the docket here, another guy gets in the AFC North gets paid. Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton signed a 4-year extension worth over $100 million to become the highest paid safety in all of football. Despite having a down year last year, the man gets $82 million guaranteed. So he is going to have a pretty penny for a hot minute, this guy. One of the better safeties in the league, despite having a down year last year. Just a lot of talent, came with a lot of fanfare in his draft, which I believe was the 2022 draft, if I'm not mistaken. 2-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro player. The guy can ball. And so the Ravens have locked up the cornerstone of their defense.
He's like the new prototype for, or he's the prototype for the whole safety linebacker combo guy.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. You look at him, he's 6'4", 218, so he's a big guy. Or like 220 or something like that. So
First
big
round,
guy, length.
14th pick, 2022.
Yep, there you go. And I remember that draft specifically because people were expecting him to be somewhere around a top 5, top 10 pick, and he kept falling in the draft.
Because he was a golden dome.
That too, right? And not just that. I mean,
Like Nancy Reagan.
People don't, and people in the NFL have no idea how to value safety because that is such a strange position because some safeties are more important in some defenses than others. And so, it's what it is. But congratulations to him. You got paid some big bucks, buddy. Next up on my docket here, it's Vikings news. And Patrick, I think because this is a guy who's near and dear to your Vikings fandom, you should tell us about Adam Thielen returning back to the Vikings, if you want to.
Yeah, so because of injuries to wide receiver 1 and 3 and a suspension to wide receiver 2, we're a little short on wide receiver depth to start the year. So the Vikings did make a trade with Carolina. I think we get Thielen and then like a conditional 4th and a 5th, maybe.
I have the trade details right here. So
yeah.
Carolina will receive a 2026 5th round pick and a 2027 4th rounder, while Minnesota gets, obviously, Adam Thielen, a conditional 7th, and a 2027 5th round pick.
There you go. So, yeah, he'll slot it in. He'll probably start week 1, I assume, and hopefully by the end of the year, he's wide receiver 4 and still playing, but in that role.
Yeah, because it's not inspiring to have to rely on a 35-year-old wide receiver.
I mean, it's just, you don't have a lot of options to start the year, so... And hey, not a bad idea to have a veteran for McCarthy's first couple games, I guess. Especially one who's gonna run routes that are good for rookie quarterback. I would assume a lot of slants and ends and short yardage passes.
Someone's got to catch the hospital balls, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't
I
think
haven't
we can
seen
do that.
Thielen play since he left, so I have no idea what that looks like now. Obviously, the numbers aren't as extreme, but I'm sure he's still a smart enough wide receiver to
He was a decent player for the
hold us
Panthers, I'd
over.
say.
Well, the Carolina Panthers were a powerhouse last year. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's how do you judge a wide receiver on a team that's just poor?
Yeah, it's hard. But you know what? I think it says quite a
No, it
bit
should be
about
cool.
the
Gives us-
trajectory.
Gives us
for
a
both
couple
teams.
of weeks of something more than guys I've never even heard the names of. So
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that concludes some preseason wrap-up moves in
But you didn't
terms
talk
of.
about the Browns quarterbacks.
Yeah, we did last week. We did talk about that
Did
last
Kenny
week.
Pickett get traded last week?
no,
Yeah,
that was
I'm pretty sure that was.
that would have been
No,
after
no.
Hold on.
Because that was the conversation. Is we were like,
why do they have 8 quarterbacks right
yeah,
now? What do they do?
we were like, how are they going to roster this? And
When
then
was
they ended
that?
up
Oh yeah,
trading-
that was okay. It felt
They
like we
traded
talked
Kenny
about it. Yeah, Kenny Pickett. Well, I don't know if Kenny Pickett really moves the needle,
He's the
but
backup.
yes,
Well, but he's the backup now in Pittsburgh or not Pittsburgh.
Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Seattle.
Yeah. That's Vegas.
Vegas.
And you know what? That may not be a terrible move for Pickett, just because he doesn't have to play in the elements. Gets to play in a.
Well, he also gets into a lot less of a muddied QB room.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
also probably good for the Browns that they didn't have to make the decision on. It was the easiest quarterback to make a decision on in that room, even though it's still weird that they traded for him and they traded again. But it would have been really weird for them to have cut Shador, who I guess was the second of the rookies. For whatever. I mean, Dylan Gabriel looked fine, but again, we don't really know what that is.
Yeah,
They also just have more invested into him just by
Obviously that too
by nature
but
of when he was
but
drafted. So
both things were in
Yeah.
tilt of Gabriel, so it's not surprising that he's ahead of him on the depth chart. But
yeah, and we'll see how long that'll be, because I have a feeling that you'll see all the quarterbacks on Cleveland's roster
honestly,
play.
let's not rule out Kenny Pickett somehow still starting a game for the Cleveland Browns this season.
Trade him right back. just hot potato Kenny Pickett. And listen, nothing says you'll never be a starter in this league, like getting hot potato between two dumpster fire franchises.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's a Super Bowl winning quarterback right there, Kenny Pickett. So I'm not going to put respect on his name, actually. So, because Joe Flacco also has a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he is starting.
Potentially the great, just pure playoff run of all time.
Yeah.
One of, if not the one. But I think we say that not solely because of the games he played, but purely because of who did it. It was him. It was like the quarterback you least expected.
The numbers of just like no interceptions and
he was
high completion percentage. The touchdowns and yards might not be too wild, but it was just like the most efficient, just clinical.
Yeah,
at least by the numbers. I don't remember.
And he made some he did make some big time throws during that run. It's just like nobody believed that Joe Flacco would ever do that, and then he never did it again.
And that team was sneaky because
golfer who just happens to win one major because he got hot for those 4 days.
And he had the biggest arm on the tour, and he had the biggest club in the one of the bigger clubs in this bag with Anquan Bolden. You know what I mean?
It all aligned.
It all lined up for sure.
So I would say that's for sure. But Shador Sanders is the future, and we should lead off every show with him.
Absolutely.
We already did
we'll do
enough
Kenny Pickett watch.
clickball SEO nonsense to start this one, and we're gonna get to some more later. We don't need to throw Shador in the mix.
Shador watch.
We'll see. We'll let time tell that story.
For sure.
enough.
All right. Let's go ahead and go on to the next part. It's the days of our Cowboys. SEO. Nachos and agents is how you have it listed here, Bethke. So please take it away, because I don't need to know.
Well, that was not on me. That was not me.
I
am
did
aware of
create
Jerry
that
Jones
subtitle,
in the situations.
and I created that. Well, I didn't create that image, but I put it up on the screen.
What are the nachos? Oh, was there like a
Micah? Okay, so in the middle of the game, Micah was just like kind of laying. Oh, sorry, Nachos was before the game. He walked through the tunnel in his street clothes eating nachos on the way to the field.
Got you. No, so
I was trying to remember where in the wrestling act it was. Yeah, it was the.
And then there was
entrance.
there was a picture of Jerry with the mom during the preseason game and all of this chaos. And she was there all laughing and making jokes about it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a weird story. I guess Jerry's agreeing to a handshake deal, and then when we first hear this, people who are so used to Jerry's nonsense, we're all like, yeah, okay, Jerry, whatever. But then the lawyers are like, wait, motherfucker, what? And then that unlocks a whole nother conversation that has become of this. And, it's kind of the highlights of it are basically Darrelle Revis now using the words, he said Jerry Jones is comfortable publicly humiliating our union. This isn't a longer statement condemning the union, but that part. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there are rules in place that an agent has to be involved, and Jerry literally says, "I'm not going to talk to an agent."
He completely thinks they're useless.
We have to start with the main question of: is this professional wrestling, or is any of this real at all?
He's going to sign a deal. When's the first game?
They start a week from tomorrow, so
he's going to sign the deal the day before.
You're not just suiting a guy up and throwing him in a football game the next day, though.
If it's Micah Parsons, you probably do.
You shouldn't against Philadelphia. You think that's going to go well?
I mean, they're doing it with Kenneth Murray.
Well,
they're doing it with.
He's practiced at least, right? They have practice between now and then, right?
I guess. I mean, I guess so. But what does Micah need to know about this? This defense is built around him, for him, by him. What do you mean? Go out there and be a madman. I don't think it applies to him as much as it applies to other players. But
it's also
in theory, we've had this conversation. The same reason why we can predict the contract is the same reason you're saying this. Is we know that this isn't good for your football team, but we know they're going to do it anyway.
Well, the good for the football team has never been a factor here.
Exactly. But that's kind of your question here. Is this a good idea? No, but are they going to keep doing it?
No, the question is it planned and scripted, or is it?
No, you're asking, is this a double whammy? Do they get the deal done and get to be talked about more? Yeah, maybe. But ultimately, it's the reality. So for whatever reason it is, it's definitely what's happening.
But it was weird to see Jerry Jones on multiple podcasts. I
don't
know how often that's happening, but
that's a factor because of the Netflix thing. So if the Netflix thing wasn't happening, Michael Irvin is also trying to start up a YouTube channel of his own for the most part. So he's also trying to utilize this as a platform.
I did almost cut some of that audio just to play full 80-second clips of unintelligible sounds from both of them at the same time when they're talking over each other. Oh my God, dude. That is a rough listen.
I don't dabble too far into that. It's also probably why I won't get to that America's Team doc too quickly. But I mean, it's just one of those things that for them, it's who they are. It's the theatrics. So I expect that. And since it seems to still be cordial outside of the trade request that seems to have meant Dick All. Expect a contract. And I mean, I guess they don't have him for Philadelphia, but just like people are laughing off a lot of the college football week one, the more you extend this, even if it's a rival, I don't know that even if the Cowboys are shit or Super Bowl champions or the same for the Eagles, I don't know that I really get that data from that game anymore. So, it's kind of tough to even feel that way. Like when they lost to Tom Brady in that first season, that one season, and I think they ended up beating him at the end of the season, whatever. That was kind of telling a story that was interesting there, and maybe you saw flashes, maybe you don't. I feel like the more this extends, I don't know. The more it extends the season, I do feel a little more just meh on the start of it. It does feel a little bit more a little closer than I thought it would to game one of 162.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I think we can end it there. No, we're not going to end it there. Because now we're doing some rapid fire predictions.
I did.
All right. We got rapid fire predictions, and I'm glad it's in a rapid fire way because now we don't think, we just feel, we just vibe this out.
Never have.
All right. We're doing team records and division winners. So let's just go ahead and get this going. I'm going to tell you.
At least pull up my team schedule.
No, absolutely. Go for it. I will riff in the meantime.
I also don't believe in that, though. So I can't look at that. I don't like that.
That's also fair. However you want to do it, just go for the vibe that you feel best suits you.
Vibing.
And mine is this. The Philadelphia Eagles, coming off a Super Bowl victory, 14-3, I believe was their final record in the regular season. Come into this season with a lot of expectations, a revamped defense, and by revamped, I mean probably worse defense than the year before. It's definitely younger and not nearly as much depth that it had before. However, that offense is still absolutely stacked. And so, with one of the more weird schedules I've ever seen, where they don't have a single back-to-back home game stand, it's going to be interesting. They have one of the tougher schedules in the league. And so what does this mean? This means, I think, for the first time since 2003, 2004, we're going to have a repeat winner in the NFC East because I think the Philadelphia Eagles will go 12-5 with the tiebreakers necessary to keep them in that number one spot. I'm going to pass this off to Bethke. Tell me how you think the Dallas Cowboys go 17-0.
This year, I think if you look at it logistically, I kind of believe you that it's a chance that the Eagles repeat for the first time. That does feel more in jeopardy than ever because Washington technically comes in riding the high. But if they came in not riding the high, you would maybe think they had the chance to win it. The Giants are still too incompetent as a whole right now. They might be better. They might beat some teams and fuck some shit up, but they're not that competent. And then the final variable is this is technically a Cowboys good year. However, that doesn't necessarily mean the Cowboys have to win the NFC East. So my final projection is 10-7 Cowboys wild card.
10-7 with the wild card. Okay.
But I do fear the streak of repeat champions is over because I think the Eagles.
You mean lack of repeat champions?
Yeah, the lack of it. I think the Eagles do suck more, and I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl because of reasons. But they probably win more games than the rest of the teams in the division.
I would agree with that. I think just because of the lack of depth on the defense, not just that, the schedule is difficult, and also it's just hard to repeat, right? It's just hard to repeat. You can't expect to have 21 or 22 starters available in the playoff run like they had. Just a lot of things have to go right for you to win the Super Bowl, right?
It still feels too competent for a complete fall off the ship.
Absolutely. They're
very nice first or second round loss.
Yeah.
That seems
probably
about
defensive related
due to injuries and
yeah. Like they don't even know what the starting cornerback is going to be opposite Quinyon Mitchell on the outside, which that's a wild question to have this late into the summer, but whatever. Patrick, tell us what do you think about the Vikings this season?
Yeah, so last year I thought it would be 9-8. And then Sam Darnold and them ended up winning 14 games. So I'm a little obviously not sure how to think about it this year. Some new faces in there. I was thinking about 12-5, but I think I'm going to be slightly more safe and call it an 11-6 season.
11-6.
As I was going through the schedule, picking wins and losses, I was a little. I thought, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bold. I'm not gonna lie. I don't personally think the Vikings will have more wins than losses this season.
I feel like the Vikings would be an interesting one, but I do feel like they're also a wild card that's like just above the wins to losses ratio.
Yeah,
I feel like that might.
Well,
But
you got
it's
two
just because I
international
don't
games,
have
it's gonna
faith.
be a
in-
weird year.
I don't know because like you don't have a bell cow running back, right? Y'all do committee,
We got what's his name? Oh my God, Sombrero.
and then you got injured guys, right?
Yeah.
And
Some
then
guys
you
at the
Yeah,
got
start of the year.
first time starter.
you got
quarterback.
JJ McCarthy, who like I don't hate, but I don't think he's like an elevator guy. I think he's like gonna run the team well. You know what
We'll
I mean?
see.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I've seen a lot of that kid,
I
but
should tell you, we are playing the Bears, the Falcons, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Browns.
no, I don't believe in that. NFL parody's too stupid. The only team I guarantee sucks is the Saints. Everybody else, I don't guarantee sucks yet.
I can go on with the Browns being a guaranteed suck.
No,
Falcons.
too much defensive talent in Cleveland for them to completely suck.
Yeah, but you still have to score points, and they
But I'm talking about a team right now that
Will
would
Aaron
be
Rodgers be the quarterback by week 4? Who knows?
yeah. I mean, by injury,
No, even the Steelers without him, they're still capable of being around mid, right? Like that's what they do. That's what I'm saying. Like the Saints and the Panthers, but I'm even going to give the Panthers a little bit of reprieve in hope that they're going to at least have a chance to not be dog shit. But the Saints, I feel like we all pretty much as a football society can just go ahead and say that we know the Saints are going to be turbo dog shit this year.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I can agree with
It
that.
doesn't even feel like subtle.
Oh no, not at all.
No, I mean, yeah, they're clearly down bad when you're starting Spencer Rattler.
But like the rest of the team doesn't even like Alvin Kamara's making a lot of money, but he's not even like a feature back type anymore.
And
like the team
they
is
have
crazy, dude.
The weighted part where it's like their salary cap is held for a while.
Yeah. Like it, I don't know, man. The Saints are in a weird spot,
And
but
they got to keep,
it's still the
fighting off the
NFL.
legal issues for the Catholic Church.
Right.
Right, for sure.
Very
Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead now and move on to division picks, shall we? All right. In the East, I have down
Always
the
do good
Philadelphia.
here.
I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Becky also had the Eagles, I think, by default.
Yeah.
Patrick, you have. I can see here on the doc. You have Washington. That's bold. That's
Dark
bold.
horse in it.
That one of the oldest rosters in the league.
I mean, they're
It's the no repeat thing. It's the if the wind blows Dak over thing.
the Cowboys are super thin at so many positions.
Yeah.
So many positions. Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
the Giants are coming up for it, but I could see Washington, winning 12 games and
I
squeaking
can't.
nothing out.
I can't see it. I think last year was one. I think they'll be a competent team. Don't get me wrong. I just think that the roster construction of that team is just not built.
This is
to
me
win.
trying to steal a point.
Absolutely, no, go for it. You might absolutely just
I
lose
think
a
it's
point.
smart to game it. It's just
on the other
like
one.
I think that as much as I want to believe it'll be a non-repeat, I just think the variables are too high. I think Washington, there's no way that they continue progress.
This is like when you're like, if I do the
Just go
numbers,
big.
it's almost statistically impossible for the Cowboys to have not made a conference championship in 30 years.
I mean, no, that one's easy to do the statistical model for. It's called salary cap spent.
There's some
Compared
other
to
wild teams who have made it through, man.
uh,
That one
Yeah.
does feel
it's called
different,
It's called
just like the NFC East
lame.
just feels different.
No, and I mean, like I said, I don't feel that highly on the Eagles. I just don't see how I could talk myself into the Cowboys being,
No, you're fine. Yeah.
I mean, maybe a regular season team being good and then another playoff flop is always possible from any NFL team. That's why the NFL is so hard to
Any
trust.
given Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
The West.
All right. So the West, I have the dreaded, disgusting San Francisco 49ers. I think they're going to have a bounce back season. They'll be a little bit more healthy. And listen, I think it'll be a tight race between the Rams and the 49ers if Matthew Stafford is able to play the bulk of the year. All right. And that's a big if. The Seahawks might be a dark horse, but at the same time,
doing that,
I
I wasn't confident enough.
I don't believe in that on that offense. Like Sam Darnold, I think was propped up by his head coach last year and the weapons around him. I look at the team that he has now, and he has like the ghost of Cooper Kupp's knees and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and that is it for that team. Sure, they have some running backs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have running backs, but yeah, I think the Seahawks are just going to be an average team with an average quarterback and a below average receiving core and a slightly above average defense. Like that's just the recipe for missing the playoffs. So with that said, I'm looking at it and I'm like, the West isn't as inspiring as it's been in past seasons. So I'm going to give it to the San Francisco 49ers. Patrick, you also have the Niners down. Bethke, who do you got?
I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, man, you're a sick man.
Kyler Murray.
all right.
Murray. Don't worry,
Kyler-
dude. New COD is already heard it's going to be lame, dude. This is Kyler Murray's year. Don't worry about
All right. We'll
Marvin
leave it at
Harrison Jr., Kyler Murray.
North.
All right. North, I have the Detroit Lions. I just think that team
It's fair.
has a better roster than all the other teams in the North.
You have to believe in Jared Goff, though.
It's less believing in Jared Goff and more like looking at the rest of the North. I'm like, yeah, he might actually be the best quarterback in the entire division. So, yeah, is what it is.
I got one thing to say.
What do you have to say? Yeah, no, there's no shot. I'll take Jared Goff over the potential of J.J. McCartney being another version of Jared Goff.
Would the Peckerheads do this offseason?
Not
They're
much.
pretty much the same.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same team.
They're
Listen,
probably going to be the running.
As far as like potential goes, the Packers and the Bears have the highest ceilings for their quarterback talents. However, the Bears are the Bears, so by default, that brings them down. That brings Caleb Williams down, and then we don't know if Jordan Love is going to bounce back or not.
I will choose the Peckerheads then.
Fair enough.
All right,
South.
there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna just go Tampa Bay by the same logic of the North. They have the
Who
most
else?
competent roster. All right, because the Saints, they suck. The Falcons, you can't trust the Falcons. You just can't. Listen, if Michael Penix Jr. Turns out to be that guy, and Kyle Pitts isn't an absolute just wash of a draft pick, Drake London continues to progress forward, Bijan Robinson takes the next step, then yeah, that offense can be pretty damn good, and maybe we have a race. However, it's still the fucking.
You said a lot of names I like.
Yeah, there's a lot of great. They have a lot of great names, right? But no, I just can't. That defense is not good enough. That team is just snake bitten. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Yeah, it's the Bucks. Even if the Falcons have a better year, they're not going to be that much better. So,
yeah. Becky, are you a believer in the Falcons?
Yeah, Falcons.
I heard
All right.
I locked it in for him.
He heard those offensive names. He's like, damn, those are some good names.
Yeah, I think I always do my picks based off of like what do I want to see this year.
I feel like this is another. Yeah, sorry.
No, go for it.
I think this is another simple one right here.
This one might be super chalk as well. All right, we have the AFC East. Listen, there's just you know how this is going to play out. The Dolphins are going to come out scoring a bunch of points. They're going to look good, and then eventually they fall off a cliff the moment that Tua eventually gets hurt, because that team is built specifically around him specifically. If he goes down, that offense does not work, right? And they can't play in cold weather either. Yeah, no, you can't trust the Dolphins. You look at the Jets, it's the Jets. And as much as I want to believe in Justin Fields, I think at the end of the day that is a team that will probably go 8-9, 7-10, 9-8. That feels right for the Jets this season. And then the Patriots, no shot. The Patriots are just dog shit on offense. No skill position player there that makes you think, damn, Drake May really has a chance. Drake may have a chance. He looked great at times last season. But no, that team still has a lot of work to do to build around their young QB. So by default, you have the Buffalo Bills in that spot in my eyes.
Yeah,
but
barring a Josh Allen injury.
I guess I'll have to take the Billiards, and we'll all just chalk this damn division away either way.
It's like the New England Patriots days, except the Buffalo Bills choke in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, we have the AFC West. This one, yeah. Listen, I got the Chiefs. Patrick, you have the Chiefs, and let's look at just taking a quick peek, right?
Yeah.
The Raiders
persuade
might
me.
make the Raiders, right? They
Your
have
favorite
Pete Carroll.
coaches Vegas.
Yeah, coaches Vegas.
And
He
they
will
have
bring them-
they have Brock Bowers.
and Brock Bowers, Geno Smith. Listen, this is probably the best quarterback that they've had since Rich Gannon, which lets you know how bad the history of that position has been.
Please don't disrespect Jason Campbell and Carson Palmer's.
All right, Jason
brief-
Campbell did
brief
have a
stints.
great resurgent year for the Raiders that 1 year. Carson Palmer had a good year there as well, but let's be real.
I honestly was really hyped for Carson Palmer in Oakland. I'm not gonna lie.
I was more hyped for Jason Campbell's resurgence because I just thought he didn't get a fair shake in Washington.
Carson Palmer could just sling that fucking pill in those old Madden games, so I was like, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer.
But yeah, you look at that. You have the Denver Broncos. Now the Denver Broncos might make it interesting with their defense. I still don't believe on that offense entirely. Sean Payton, I still don't believe in him either. He's I don't know, man. I don't know. Something about him just screams false prophet as a coach. And then you look at the Chargers. It's the Chargers. They still don't have anybody for Justin Herbert to really throw the ball to. They have Greg Roman as offensive coordinator, which if you don't know anything about Greg Roman, he does not have an imaginative passing game. He just runs the ball, and teams figure out his run schemes pretty quickly when it's playoff time. And Justin Herbert, he is potential man. He is what if man. What if he was in a better situation? And that applies again this year. What if he
Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to pick the Chargers. That sounds funny.
All right, there we go. Lock
I
him
like
in.
that team. They are because like I would again like the Falcons in theory like to watch that team as much as any in that division.
Sure, they'll be interesting.
I'm just like the Chiefs are broken down. I know what they are, but they're like kind of they're not like there's even a broken down Chief is still more competent than most of the NFL, and that's fair. But I would rather see the Chargers be good right now because they're more entertaining and new.
Fair enough. All right, now let's move on to the AFC North. Patrick, you have the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
I, too, have the Baltimore Ravens. Matter of fact, I think this might be the year for the Baltimore Ravens where they finally get past the hump. Because as you look at the Browns, going to be a dumpster fire. At some point, it's going to be a dumpster fire. I think Joe Flacco might start the year off hot, and then he's immediately going to crater because that's what he does in this late year or this late career arc of his. You look at the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, really, that's what we're going to go with. Mike Tomlin, great Fight Club record. I think he's a mediocre coach nowadays. And I don't mean that in a derogatory term. I mean that he's very average. He's going to be competent. He's going to make his team competent, but he's not going to push past that, right? And now you look at the Bengals. They're still one of the worst defenses in the league, and they're going to be relying on the same thing they've been relying on since Joe Burrow took him to the Super Bowl, which is Joe Burrow, please make magic happen, and hopefully we can just outscore the other team. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. So I got the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, who might go ahead and win a third MVP this year. I don't know. Bethke, who you got?
Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Let's fucking go.
I should have put some money on that before.
How could I not root for this fucking psycho to play for the most boring team in football? This is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel like there's got to be some more teams that are more boring than that. But
I
you
don't
know
know,
what?
bro. Pittsburgh's so good and boring at the same time. I feel like they get the credit.
I think instead of saying good, I think they're just so competent. That's
Exactly. Boring.
very boring. Good, I think, means you're above competent, at least in my definition. But let's go on to finish things off in the AFC South. Patrick, you're going with real dark horse candidate here.
I just didn't want to pick Houston for some reason. I don't know why. So I went with Tennessee.
All right,
no reason to defend that.
Cam
I'm
Ward.
not going to get that point.
from worst to first, you've made the selection of the Tennessee Titans winning the AFC South.
Is Will Levis still the quarterback?
No,
No, it's
Cam
Cam
Ward.
Ward, bro. They got the number 1 pick.
Oh, then yeah, they're gonna be good. It's over.
They could
At
be.
least he got
I
a
mean,
throw to.
honestly, I don't hate it.
I don't love it because I don't believe
I
in their
don't love
head
it
coach
either. I just
Like you have a real good
Houston.
quarterback in that division that is established.
Oh no, this is easy. Duval.
Here we go.
No fucking way.
This could be the year. Dang, no.
No fucking way. All right. This one's gonna be interesting because we're gonna have to come to a consensus when we put our picks up against Jesus.
Yeah, that's week to week though.
Yeah, that is the week to week.
Not for division winner. If he's gonna
Okay.
do that,
I mean, if
Yeah,
you want
Division
to.
that.
winner,
That's a
no,
slot
we
for
can't
it.
include Jesus in everything.
Yeah, you're right. We're
No,
just gonna
Jesus,
do week to week
Jesus
picks.
was,
he doesn't have to. He has the
No.
option to type.
Also,
in
can
some
you-
stuff.
can you
he
blur
can
out
be
his-
included. He can be included.
I want you
But-
to bleep out his name in post, please. because
Why?
that-
Because he's the Lord
that-
and Savior of the sport.
No, because that's gonna spoil the debut of the segment for next week.
I think we're
just
fine.
realized that.
All right, just
Okay.
replace it with Benjamin Netanyahu.
God damn it! All right. Very late on the beep. Thank you. All right. So you have Patrick the Titans. Bethke, you have the Jags. I have the most sane pick here. Maybe the safe pick, but I
God,
think it's
hope
sane.
it's the Colts.
It's oh god no, please no. You have the Houston Texans, or I have the Houston Texans winning the AFC South by sheer virtue of the fact that everybody else in that division just seems like
No, dude.
just bad to me.
Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter,
Trevor
the
Lawrence,
other
you're-
dude that
you're
got
saying
drafted
it's gonna
super
work.
early by
Brian
them
Thomas?
because they've been bad. The other dude that got drafted super early because they were bad. The other dude that got drafted super early because they're bad.
What is
But
this,
they don't do well with their
2017
draft
Houston
picks.
Astros?
They're not good. They don't draft well, man. I know they have a lot of like
I
high
gotta take
talent,
chances.
but they're
I gotta
bad.
take chances just on the off chance that this is I get enough right, and then I get to pretend like I am the all-knowing sage for just happening to be
Yeah,
like the
when
dumbass
Cam
that's
Ward
like
gets 12 wins and takes the South this year.
exactly
God, that'd
when
be
Aaron
so-
Rodgers is holding up the Lombardi Trophy.
and I can only name one person on that offensive line. That line is terrible.
I
They
don't
have
think I can name more than 2 offensive linemen in the whole league.
see, you're not a real sicko like me, man.
no,
You're a real
dude.
sicko.
no, I'm not.
But yeah,
Right.
no, this will be interesting. Those are our picks.
How many Tylers did the Cowboys have on their offensive line?
I know
Last
at
year?
least 2.
3.
There's Guyton and Smith, right?
There's only 3, unfortunately, because they got rid of Biotish, so there could have been 4. But
Who's the
See, I
third?
nailed it. I said 3. They had
There's
3
Guyton,
titles.
Smith, and
there's Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton,
And then Tyler's no, that's not Steele. It was
Fuck.
who was the other one?
Tyler
don't even-
Booker.
Tyler Booker. There you go.
He's the new one.
Is the newest one. It's Terrence Steele, not Tyler Steele. But anyway, yeah, that'll conclude the segment for this
I
week.
think an intimidating nickname would be the Tylers. Just sounds like a bunch of
No, it's awesome that it's
12-year-old
Tyler.
white
It
boys
cracks
coming
me.
at you.
It cracks
Look
me
out
up
for the
so
Tylers.
Oh, for the
And they got
Tylers.
the
All right,
Tylers
well-
is funny. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give our audience the programming note for next week. We're going to do one more. We're gonna do some more predictions. Award winners, who we think is gonna be the Super Bowl champs, and then I'm gonna go into detail about what we talked about a little bit here in the news segment that we're doing next for the season. It's called PTR versus Jesus.
I don't have a sound for that.
We're
yet.
waging
Do you have like a?
We're waging war on religion.
We might be going up against a holy figure in the world of football. But no. What did I say was the tagline for this? Oh yeah, who knows more ball than Jesus? We do.
Exactly, we do.
So there you go.
Well,
Well,
no,
Tune in
no.
next week
His dad makes the scores, not him.
It's true.
He's got some insider info, though. All right.
So they don't talk
Football
about
Jesus.
Until next time, gentlemen.
This is Past the Rock.